Welcome to the State One video 9. Right? Studied about potential energy and its definition, which is defined as the energy possessed by the object due to its shape, configuration, or position. Right. Then we had also derived the expression for potential energy that was equal to P equals to mgh, where m is the mass of the object, g is the gravitational acceleration, and h is the height. Right. Then we had seen some numerical examples. Then we had seen concepts related to transformation of energy. Here we had seen the various forms of energy, as in your heat energy, electrical energy, sound energy, electromagnetic energy, chemical energy, nuclear energy, and so on. We had also seen the various ways in which these kind of energies can interconvert within each other by observing different kinds of examples. Right now, we had also seen in the last part of the lecture that about the law of conservation of energy. Now, what does it state? The law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created, it cannot be destroyed, but it can be converted from one form to another form. And also, the total amount of energy in the universe always remains constant. So today we are also going to study and further about the law of conservation of energy with respect to a certain example relating to free fall. Right. So our topic today includes free fall and the concept of power. Right. So let us first of all go into the concept of free fall. Right. So what is free fall? So whenever an object is falling from a height under the influence of gravity alone, right? In that case, the object is said to be under free fall, right? So whenever an object is under free fall, what happens is the attraction of gravitation or the pull of the gravitation pulls the object downwards towards the earth, right? And the object starts accelerating. So the acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meters per second square. Now we are going to learn about this in further detail in the chapter gravitation in next year, right? So if we release an object from a height, it gets pulled towards the earth because of the gravitational force, right? And when that object is falling downwards, it accelerates. Accelerates means its velocity increases. Okay, and that acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meters per second square. That means every second the velocity of the object increases by a value of 9.8. Right? Then, so if you try to define free fall, okay, so we'll see first of all the definition of free fall, right? So an object falling solely under the influence of gravitational force is said to be in free fall, right? Of course, when the object is falling downwards, there are other forces such as wind resistance and all, but as of now, we are not including that, right? So object falling solely under the influence of gravitational force is said to be under free fall. Okay, now for that, we will now try to understand the concept of free fall by taking a certain example, right? Now here, let us look at the kinetic and potential energies of the mass m. So here on in the figure, if you can see, there is an object of mass m. Okay, now initially it is held or placed at a height of h at point A. So initially you can see that the object is at point A, right, at a height of h. So the ground is placed at point C. Okay, so as the object falls downwards, it goes from point A to point B, and then from point B to point C. Right. So with respect to this diagram, we are going to derive and we are going to observe the potential energies as well as the kinetic energies of the object at all of these 3 points, that is A, B, and C. Right. Now let us go into it. Now let us look at the kinetic and potential energies of an object of mass m falling freely from a height of h. So when the object is at point A, or when the object is at different positions, that is point A, B, and C. So you can see here that the mass of the object is m, and the height, the total height, initial height at point A is given by h. Now let us recall first of all the equations or the definitions for kinetic energy as well as potential energy, right? So the expression for kinetic energy is Ke, kinetic energy, equals to half mv square. Okay, and also the potential energy for any object at any point is given by the formula m into g into h. So we are going to apply these two formulas and calculate the total energy of the object m, or of the object having mass m at all the 3 points A, B, and C. Okay, so let us go into it now. Now when the object is at point A, okay, so let us consider that. So initially when the object is at point A, right? We are holding it at one position. It is not starting to move, right? So its initial velocity is 0. So we can say that when the object of mass m is stationary at point A, its initial velocity u equals to 0. Okay, so we have to now calculate the kinetic energy as well as potential energy of the object at point A. Okay, so we know kinetic energy equals to half into mass into velocity squared, right? Now at point A, the velocity of the object u equals to 0. Now if you substitute this, the equation changes as kinetic energy equals to half into mu square. Okay, as previously mentioned, the value of u is 0 because the object is stationary, right? So if you substitute that, half into m into 0 squared is 0, and anything into 0 is also 0. So kinetic energy at point A is 0. Fine. Okay, now further we will calculate the potential energy of the object at point A. Now we know potential energy formula: mass into acceleration due to gravity into height, right? That is mg into h. So if you substitute mass is m, g is the gravitational acceleration, and height of the object. Now if you look at the figure here, the height of the object at point A equals to h, right? So potential energy equals to what? mgh. Now if we calculate the total energy of the object at point A, it will be the sum of the kinetic energy and the potential energy, right? So from the above equations, we can say kinetic energy calculated at point A is 0, and the potential energy calculated at point A is mgh. So if you add it up, total energy equal to 0 plus mgh equals to mgh. So what do we conclude? The total energy of the object at point A is equal to mgh. Okay. So here we have completed the first case where we have calculated the total energy of the object at point A. Okay. Now we will calculate the potential and total, or rather the total energy of the object at point B. Now, when the object starts falling from point A, right, it goes downwards on point B. Now look, let us look at the case for point B. Now, when the object is at point B, let the velocity object be VB when it reaches the point B. Now, for the initial case, we had discussed that when the object is at point A, its initial velocity u equals to 0. Okay. Now, as we release the object, what happens is its velocity increases, its velocity changes, right? It increases. As it reaches point B, let us assume that its velocity becomes Vb. Okay. So we know that initial velocity u equals to 0. Okay. Then as it falls downwards from point A to point B, we can say that the displacement of the object will be x, right? And the acceleration, that is a, is given by g, right? Now using Newton's third equation of motion, right? Now we know that Newton's third equation of motion is what? V square equals to u square plus 2as, right? Now let us substitute all of these values. Now velocity v at point B, we had assumed it to be Vb, right? Then u is the initial velocity, right? Now a, acceleration will be given by the value g, which is acceleration due to gravity, right? And the displacement s, we can take it as x, right? So if you substitute it, what we get, Vb square equals to, they are over here, right? If you can see, right? So Vb square equals to u square plus 2gx. Okay, so we here we have substituted v as Vb, right? And acceleration a as g and displacement s as x. Now on solving it further, we know that initial velocity u equals to 0. So Vb square equals to 0 plus 2gx, right? Therefore, we get Vb square equals to 2gx. Okay. Now, let us move on further. Now, what we are doing here is we want to calculate the value of kinetic energy, right? So, if you can see, kinetic energy, the formula is what? Half mv square. But the velocity v at point B is what? Vb. So, if you substitute, what do we get? Kinetic energy equals half m Vb square, and from above Newton's third equation of motion, we have calculated a value of Vb square as 2gx. So if you substitute the value of Vb square as 2gx, what do we get? Kinetic energy equals to half into m into 2gx, right? Now if you further calculate this, right, the half and the 2 gets cancelled, right? And we get what? mgx. So kinetic energy as calculated for point B equals to mgx. Okay. Now let us move on to calculate the potential energy. Now we know the formula for potential energy is what? Mg into h, which is the height. Now, if you look at the diagram here, the initial height of the object at point A was h. Okay. Now, as it has fallen from point A to point B, it has traveled a distance of x, or displacement is x. So the height that remains will be equal to what? H minus x. That is the distance between point B and the ground, that is point C. So if you substitute that value of h as h minus x, what do we get? Pe equals to mg into h minus x. Now if you calculate, or if you solve that bracket there, what do we get? M into g into h minus m into g into x, right? So the value of potential energy we obtain as mgh minus mgx. Now we move to calculate the total energy. The total energy is a sum of the potential energy and the kinetic energy. So as you can see previously, we have calculated kinetic energy as mgx. So substituting the value of kinetic energy as mgx and the value of potential energy as mgh minus mgx, what will happen here? The mgx will get cancelled, and what we get? Total energy as mgh. So the total energy of the object at point B is calculated as mgh. Okay. Now let us move on further and calculate the total energy for point C when it has traveled the whole distance from A to B. Now let us observe this. Now when the object is at point C, right, the object, as it is falling downwards, its velocity will keep on increasing, the object will keep on accelerating, right? So when the object is at point C, it will attain a velocity that is vc, right? So let the velocity of the object be vc when it reaches the ground, that is near point C. Okay. So now if you assume initial concepts, the initial velocity is of course 0 at point A. Now displacement that has been covered, or the distance traveled by the object, that is from point A all the way through point B and then point C, is the distance h, or displacement we can say s is equal to h. And acceleration as usual a equals to the g, which is gravitational acceleration, right? Now again, using Newton's third equation of motion, we know that v square equals u square plus 2as. Now the value of v, the value of velocity v at point C, we have assumed it to be vc. Initial velocity u, we know it is 0, and the value of acceleration a is what? Your g, and the displacement s is the value h. So substituting, we get what? Vc square equals u square plus 2gh, as you can see from this equation here, right? Now we know initial velocity u equals 0. So if you substitute, what do we get? Vc square equal to 0 plus 2gh, or vc square is equal to 2gh. Now substituting the value of vc square in the kinetic energy expression means half mv square. Velocity v is vc, so the equation kinetic energy becomes half mvc square. So substituting the value of vc square, what do we get? Kinetic energy is equal to half into m into 2gh, right? So the 2 gets cancelled. What do we get? Kinetic energy equals to mgh. Okay. Now let us move on to calculate the potential energy, right? Now at point C, the height of the object will be 0, right? Because the point C is located on the ground, at the ground level, right? So the height will be 0, right? So we know the equation for potential energy is what? mgh. Mass is m, g is the gravitational acceleration, h. Now the value of height is 0. If you substitute h equals to 0, potential energy comes out to be 0, right? Now if you calculate further the total energy at point C, so total energy will be equal to what? Kinetic energy plus potential energy. Here kinetic energy we have calculated as what? mgh, and potential energy is 0. So if you substitute that, total energy becomes equal to mgh at point C, right? Now if you summarize all